Welcome to Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. I am your host, and today I'm going to talk about a question that somebody asked me, which was, why do I feel no longer content in my life? Why do I feel so restless about this, especially after choosing my desires, my desired end? I feel restless in my life. Well, to unpack this, you really have to understand is how have you been living up until now, or rather, what has the appearance of your life been up until right now? Remember, you only exist right now, so everything that's happened or you are experiencing of it having had happened doesn't necessarily exist outside of your awareness of it. See, you exist right now, right here, and wherever you desire to be, you can quite literally be there from here. It can unfold from this very point, no matter where you are. And you're sitting in your room thinking, how do I get there? You only have to know you already exist there. Your existence in that frame of reality is that frame of reality. You are reality itself. So, feeling of contentness. You've realized that I desire something greater than what I am currently experiencing. What's that actually mean? Right now, I am experiencing life in a way that I feel is not resonating with who I am. As in, it feels relatively small compared to the beingness that I feel myself to be, the imaginal being I consider myself to be, the greatness that I consider myself to be, reality itself. I'm kind of just like sitting around feeling like I'm not experiencing what I could be experiencing. And there's some truth to that, because if you feel that way, that means you must be experiencing that, right? But here's the thing. Who are you? You are reality. So you can experience whatever it is you want, but how are you going to go about experiencing that? And I'm going to take a little stroll down memory lane here. When I was in school, I remember sitting in class and I would have such a funny time upon realizing that whenever a teacher asked me something and I wasn't necessarily paying attention, I was thinking about something else. I was dreaming about, I had a crush on this girl a couple rows down, or I was thinking about playing a game or a movie, watching it on the weekend with my family or friends or whatever it was. And they asked me a question, and he said, do you know the answer to this? And I haven't the slightest idea. And I always found it really funny. I just found it quite amusing to myself that I didn't know the answer. And even knowing the question, the answer wasn't like obvious or anything. And everybody would laugh. And I realized everyone's laughing because they don't know the answer either. But they're laughing at the appearance of me not knowing it, not that they don't know it either. You see, it's like a mechanism of the 3D world to keep you grounded in this identity that you need to know this, otherwise the world's gonna laugh at you. Isn't that funny? You need to know this because the teacher said you're not gonna get anywhere in life if you don't know this. Know what? The only thing you need to know is yourself. You don't need to beat your head in to pass, to get into university, to get this job you don't necessarily care about, to earn money, to have a life, to one day retire, to start living your life. That's why you don't feel content, because it's not really creating. It's kind of going with the flow of what's already been established by other people who are content in living that way. But you don't feel that contentness. You see, it's not luck that you have put yourself in that situation. It's not luck that you have it's not luck that you have designed your own life this way, to feel this way, to feel pushed down to the point where you feel as if you are going to either crack or create, right? So where are you now? You're going to create. You can't crack forever. That's the funny part, because you can't crack. You can only create. Even the experience of cracking is the experience of creating, because you're creating something. It's all you. When you realize it is actually all you just have to go forward, right? And you'd feel that non-contentness because you want greater than what you are currently experiencing. And it doesn't mean what you are currently experiencing is less than it either. And that's the paradox of this idea. You can fall in love with the girl next door. Nothing wrong with that. You can also want to be loved by people you haven't even met before, people from other countries, people that have seemed seemingly out of reach for, seemingly people that you have felt desire for and felt this belief that this is a wishful thought. Why? Why is it a wishful thought? You have it in your imagination, you have it in your very beingness, you have it in your knowingness that this exists somehow, otherwise I couldn't be able to imagine it, contemplate it. But what's the next thought that you have? It's a wishful thought, it's daydreaming, it's nothing, I don't feel anything with it. What if you did? What if you actually set the intention to know these people around the world that I have felt something for, moved by, and want to experience the physical unfolding or manifestation of being around it, being with them, having them love me love them, the experience of how this can happen, the trust in what I am being aware of actually exists. The money. What if I actually had an overflowing amount of money where contemplating a bill is a non-existent entity in my life? Why not? What if I actually had this car that everyone stops to look at? Because it's already in my awareness. But you don't have you don't even think about it in deeply enough to doubt it. It's just a fleeting, joyful memory of it. It's a fleeting, joyful thought of the thing. It's got no power. See, when you're actually embodying the thing, you can't doubt it. You can't fear it. That's why you fear the thing next door or the bill coming. You don't doubt that. You actually believe it could be, but I doubt it because why would I be worthy of this thing? And that unworthiness travels so far, everything else seems flipped, that it's just a wishful thought. It actually just brings you a fleeting amount of joy. But you don't necessarily identify with being that, right? So you don't feel I'm content in allowing myself to truly be everything. And when you really feel that contentness, you actually end up feeling the doubt and fear that, hey, I'm not allowing enough. It's kind of a funny paradox there. So that's why you feel discontent. You want to be a wildfire because you are that. You want to be this enormity in your life. You want to be the hurricane that has a name. You want to hit the ground running so hard it creates a crater in the ground that they have to name after you. You want to hit the ground so hard it creates a crater that they have to name after you. And your name will be in lights. Because you are that. That's who you are. You are that perfect being right now. You are literally it right now. If you can imagine yourself as that. Think about that image for a moment. Just imagine yourself as this white, burning light hitting the ground. And is this enormity of an eruption around you. And they have to name this thing after you. Because that's your impact on the world. That is literally your impact on the world. It's actually greater than that, but as a representation that we have to abide by somewhat, right? That's who you are. That's who you are. That's why you don't feel content in creating smallness. Your higher self literally won't allow you not to be going toward experiencing and knowing yourself as reality itself. Because you are reality. You are literally reality. You have come here to be that. And I say come here as a concession, you are here. You are the here-ness. You are the isness of what's going on. Everything you see in this frame is you. I am you. You are me. You are aware of greatness already. You are aware of Neville Goddard. You're aware of Abraham Hicks. You're aware of Dr. Wayne Dyer and Joe Dispenza, right? The Secret, the movies, the Buddha, Jesus. You're aware of all these people that have had an impact that is going to ripple back and forth through time. You are one of them. Why not? Why not you? Why not your name being uttered in ways and in forums and in books and in movies and in YouTube videos and whatever it is? Why not you? You are that. That's why you don't feel content. Because you are more than what you are content in yourself, in being or believing yourself to be. I am your host, Reese. This is Rewrite Your Reality with Reese. thank you for being here. Thank you for the likes, subscribing, joining, sharing, love, comments, all of it. I have a Facebook group if you want to join. It's getting bigger every day. I love it. TikTok page as well, doing the same. You can check out other videos there on similar topics, back and forth. That being said, infinite love, infinite light, infinite joy, bliss, creating, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.